Batgirls issue 14. So this is Becky Cloonan and Michael W. Conrad writing with Jonathan Case on the story. Did you read this, Matt?
I did not.
You're going to wish you had read this instead, because this is all silent Cass issue. Hey, like, that sounds good. So last issue, Cass and Steph reverted back to their own bodies, but Cass, when she was in Steph's body, knew she'd been kidnapped by Cluemaster and was out in this cabin. This issue is Cass sort of looking for like a trail to get to that cabin, and it's all silent. The only text you ever read is that that cop that's kind of working with the Batgirls lets her see a police report of the Cluemaster's death, and she sort of slaps the file at him and her way out. The art is gorgeous. I don't know who Jonathan Case is. I've never heard of him before, from my memory. But the art is like, it's like a lot of like cast and silhouette with lots of just yellows and purples making up the colors behind her. Really, really nice stuff. Really into it. But Lady Shiva's also in here, and she ends up kind of like helping Cass out without Cass realizing it at first. In fact, goes so far that we get this great big fight scene on a bridge where Cass is like running down the top of the a big suspension bridge, and she's running across the top of it and like beating up these bad guys. And at one point, Lady Shiva legitimately cuts off a dude's legs. And Cass sort of looks up at Shiva, and Shiva just gives her a wave, and there's this kind of angry face of Cass behind the art. It's really good stuff. But basically, she's trying to figure out where, there's a clue to where these cabins were that Steph was taken, and she figures it out. And the end of the issue is her, she reads this note that Steph had left, in case she like dies, and it's like sort of Steph saying how much Cass means to her. So you sort of get to read that. This is the only text really in the whole issue, is like reading this letter that Cass reads from Steph. But it's it's Cass going off to find Steph and save her. So it's kind of a sweet vibe, because it's all about their friendship, but it's all done in the style of like a silent issue for Cass. And what's very sweet is that Cass actually rips off a bit of Steph's like costume, a bit of her purple fabric, and sort of puts it around her neck like a scarf, like over her costume, as a kind of like a sort of kind of a tribute kind of thing. And there's just like gorgeous art. Like I can't emphasize how nice this is. Is like Cass is arriving at these cabins, and it's the light of her motorbike just like lighting the way up. It's I wouldn't say it looks like Francavilla, but the color style reminds me a little bit of Francavilla, to give it a comparison point. But yeah, so at the end of the issue, she sort of looks in the window and sees Steph like tied to a chair with all these like wires stuck to her for taking readings. And that's the cliffhanger. It's a silent issue. There's not a word of dialogue. The only thing you really read the whole time is the letter that Steph left for her. So it was a very unique experience. And in a week where I had like so many books that were so long, this was like such a refreshing, like, this is just a silent issue with nice art, and it's all impactful because it fits into who Cass is, and it's like the race to save Steph that she cares about. So this had heart. This had fantastic art. It's 9 out of 10. I would highly praise this as maybe the best issue of the book. And it could have done that thing where there was still that third party narration, but credit to them, they did not do it. If they basically made the choice, if we're going silent with no narration for the character, no dialogue, then our narration is not going to be there either, and just stuck to the gimmick or the premise. And I appreciate that. So no, very, very good. I liked it a lot.